Tonight I want to talk to you about relentless after the one. Have you ever lost your cell phone charger? Doesn't it drive you crazy that it always seems to get lost right before your battery dies? Then you're racking your brain and searching every conceivable spot in the house just to find that one lost item. How much more then, as a Christian, you are compelled to seek earnestly after the one, because they are hopelessly lost. So what do I mean by the one? Well, in Luke 15, verses 4 through 32, we see the one defined as a lost sheep, a lost coin, and the prodigal son. But we must not forget the condition of these is that they are lost. See, first, we see the sheep, who, having wandered away from the rest of the flock, its place of safety, only to realize that it could not find its way back. It needed the shepherd to come and to bring it back to that place of safety. Then we see the coin. See, the coin was actually ignorant of the fact that it was lost. It didn't even know that the woman needed it back. Then we see the son, who, having taken what he saw as his fair share, gone off and wasted it with his riotous lifestyle, only to find that he was hopelessly lost. See, it wasn't that he didn't know how to find his way back home. No, rather, it was that he knew he had no hope of ever being the son again. So as a Christian, you must seek avidly after the one. Why? Because it couldn't make a difference in their eternity and possibly in the eternity of others if only you will step out in obedience to God's command today to tell people everywhere, whether they are your neighbors, your co-workers, or even those that you see at the gas station or the grocery store, you must seek after them because the Father is waiting at the open door. But also as a Christian, you must seek earnestly after the one because of the passion of the Father. See, in this third story in Luke 15, Jesus paints us a clear picture of our heavenly Father, the Father whose universal number is one. See, what Jesus is showing us is that God is concerned about every sinner solely and not just as a whole. See, while we are concerned about saving perhaps 10,000, or maybe all those in the city, he says, look, my one sheep, he's lost. He needs your help. Will you help him? But the predominant feature we see in each of these stories is passion. The passion of the one seeking. See, first, we see the shepherd. See, he left all that he had, those 99 sheep, in a place of danger, in the wilderness, just to find that one lost sheep. He gave everything that he had in his search for the one. But then we see the woman. See, in her wreck, who in her frantic search throughout her house, lights a candle and sweeps the entire home just to find this one lost coin. She expended tremendous effort in her search for the one. But then we see the Father, who is standing on his front porch as the afternoon is fading in the evening and the sun is sinking in the western mountains. But his eyes remain steadfastly on the road, hoping that just maybe his son would return tonight. See, even though his son had gone off and wasted all that he had given him, he still had a great desire, a great and overwhelming desire to draw him back and inhabit him. And since the Father has such an overwhelming desire to see every lost sinner come home, it is our job to facilitate that desire and for our heart's desire to become one with his. So that means that we must seek after those that are lost, whether they're in our homes or in our schools. Everywhere we go, we must be relentless after the one. And through these stories, we've seen the passion of the Father, which shows you that as a Christian, you are compelled to seek earnestly after the one. So will you be relentless after the one? Will you walk across the street? Will you step across the room? Will you do whatever it takes to make the encounter that could change someone's eternity?